What is happening, guys? The Call of Duty Black Ops Kid here, coming at you with a video about the very mysterious Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is a very different approach to the traditional Fallout games, and let's dive right into the video. Fallout 76 will be a multiplayer only game with survival aspects somewhat like DayZ and H1Z1. Bethesda developers said that the game's map will also be 4 times bigger than Fallout 4's, making this the largest Fallout game ever to come out. This is primarily because a larger area was needed to support a very large online player population. There are also 6 unique, distinct regions that you can venture through with all of its different risks and rewards. What will the gameplay be like for Fallout 76? Fallout fans are familiar with the combat system called VATS, which slows down time and allows users to pick out their targets with precision. In the single-player game only, this is easy enough to design for. In multiplayer for Fallout 76, the time will not be slowed, but players will be able to target body parts. So you'll be able to instantly headshot them. It's going to probably shoot as fast as it does in the Fallout 4 or Fallout 3's VAT system, where it's going to take you a while to get those shots down. They want it to be as precise as possible, and shooting enemies online is going to be pretty difficult. Doing it to enemy players, of course, is going to be a totally different story. They're going to be going fast, but you're going to be able to try and hit those targets pretty quickly. It's going to be weird how this is actually going to work, but it sounds pretty interesting. While multiplayers will be the focus, there will be story and missions to support it, but players will also be able to pursue their own individual goals, and as opposed to going through missions and side quests. Crafting, which was also a big role in Fallout 4, is back, making more armor, weapons, consumables, and other items that will require recipes just like the last game. Also, the recipes will be tradable among live players. Trading has been the hardest and less talked about subject of all of Fallout 4, and we're going to kind of go over that. There's a lot of rumors that have been going on, some true, some not, so we're going to go right into that right now. Fallout 76, the players are the raiders, traders of the economy. So pretty much they run the whole trading system. I want to buy, pre-war money with 12,000 caps. Well, here you go. Everyone like me is asking if it's just player versus player, since there are no human NPCs that are, at least as far as we know. There is a rumored Ghoul City that will be a primary trading outpost, rumored to be vending machines that will sell you perk cards, which we'll talk about a little bit later, to allocate your special attributes, as well as sell you junk for your settlements, weapons, armor, etc., etc. There are something other than player-to-player trading. No sane person is going to run around with caps, and anything with caps for that matter, because if you have to buy perk cards from other players, then the market, it's going to get very stale very fast, and won't be much of a variety between weapons and armor. With something that has about 2,000 caps, and selling and always having a high flow of inventory items will be the way to go, like vending machines or possibly ghoul traders. I keep saying this, give us the Gunrunner's robot to be able to trade with players, or having an online gun auction would be kind of cool. Kind of like Diablo in a way would be kind of cool. You could wager so many caps to get a rare gun, something like that. Obviously nothing in currency wise, because Diablo that went insane. The primary thing that you'll be doing in Fallout 76 is construct an assemblable platform or camp. Basically build your own forts, a big part of Fallout 4's settlement system, as Preston Garvey would say. When players load into the game, the camps loads with them to their last location. In a rare case that someone else's base is already there, the player is given a blueprint, so they will mark that spot, which is kind of cool. But we'll see how that goes. It's going to be hard to see how that exactly works in game, because, what's the possibility? It's a very mountainous region, so the ability of it to just automatically blueprint and work with that exact area is going to be something that I'm kind of intrigued when the beta comes out. We'll dig more into that around August. Also, if you guys are having any questions that you have that I don't answer in this video, make sure that you comment it down and I will send it to Bethesda's Twitter page, where they will be answering everything at their QUAKECON event on August 9th. In terms of player progression, players will still level up and through XP and earn perk cards, which are similar to the perk system of past games. Perk cards will be gated to the players by their attributes through their familiar special system. Players will also be able to equip a certain number of perk cards and will be able to respec their character at any time by swapping them. And the perk cards are shareable with other players. So the perk cards are the way that I've been described to by a couple of people in the community in the rumor sections. It's kind of like, faster sprinting, sometimes some better VATs, AP regenerates faster. As far as I know, you're only allocated up to 5 perk cards at a time. That's what I've been told anyways. So it's going to be kind of intriguing how that works exactly. It's basically just like perks in a Call of Duty game from what I'm realizing this. But it's actually pretty interesting. They're redoing a whole lot of things. And they're doing it to a multiplayer aspect, so they can't really do everything just like they did in Fallout 4. They got to kind of touch up and make their own little MMO type style on their Fallout game. PvP and PvE is a very touchy subject. They're still working out the kinks and are not 100% sure what will work and what won't, but as far as I know, this is what they're going to do. We'll probably have a follow-up video after QUAKECON, like I've said previously. PvP, they will also have a non-violent mode where if you do not want to be attacked, they will not have to. Also, if you repeatedly die over and over again, you can choose a respawn point. PvP is also the same. You will be able to take a knee and have a chance to be revived if you are downed in combat. If knocked out and killed, you will not lose your items, some caps, but you will be able to respawn your character. If a player is currently killing you constantly, you can also put a bounty on his head on that player. PvP balancing is also still being tuned with the ideal curbing grief behavior while still leaving a room for dramatic struggles. For player versus environment users, can expect a deal with a slew of beasts, mutants, ghouls, deathclaws, and new monster unique to the game. One is the Scorch Beast, an enormous boss level flying bat-like monster that can fly. Scorch Beasts are tied to one of the more intriguing and difficult PvE goals. Scorch Beast can be seen in the trailers destroying one of the players' bases, and it just wreaks havoc. I'm not sure how this will work again as well, but I'm assuming it's going to work like the Fallout 4 base mechanic, where if it's destroyed, it's destroyed for good. If something is damaged, you can repair it, like turrets, stuff like that, as long as it's not fully broken. And also, it's going to be kind of weirder how it's going to work out those kinks too. So your base is destroyed. It's going to be kind of cool how that works out. Obviously, you'll just have to rebuild everything because they're not going to just give it back to you. If you're offline, no other players can just raid your base, because once you're offline, your base is no longer in the game. So we'll cover that also. Once you're off the game, your base is not there. So if you're not locked into a server or anything. So also in Fallout 76, you can activate nukes. 4 different nuclear sites will be located on Fallout 76's map, for which players can arm and launch a nuke. This is accomplished by obtaining all of the missile keys for a site, which are dropped by NPC enemies in the world. Nuking a site creates rare and valuable resources at locations, along with more powerful monsters. Mechanically, nuke a site involves sealing the nuclear fusions in the ground where they are spawned. As far as how this affects other players, there will be warning before one comes in. Bethesda Studios does not intend nukes to be a kind of PvP ultimate strike on other players' base. So obviously they don't want nukes to be some sort of ultimatum where if you don't get off their land, they're going to nuke you to holy hell. So that's kind of cool. On the 6th of July, an interview with an Italian publisher, Howard said that Fallout 76 will feature a fast travel, which is somewhat critical given the size of the map, and suggested that low-level players may not be killed in PvE to prevent spawn camping or other poaching behavior. Maybe we will change this rule, Howard said, so that is not a confirmed boundary for PvE, but Bethesda Game Studios at least seems mindful that it has to take steps to protect newcomers or limit griefing behavior. Players must deal with weapons and that degrade and break with use, which I actually had a huge outcry about that with Fallout 4, how your weapons never get old, you don't have to repair them. I kind of like that feature because it kind of brings, you know, a survival aspect to the game, which I'm ecstatic for. Hunger and thirst will be concerns, although it does not sound like it will be an atrocious as a survival mode they put in for Fallout 4. It will still debuff players who are thirsty and hungry and don't eat or drink. Radiation or RADs has always been a part of the Fallout universe, and they are ever so present here as well. But now figure into the various of series trait system. As players take on more RADs, they are likely to develop a mutation, which can both positive and negative effects. As players advance, they'll be able to make permanent mutations they prefer. Local flora and fauna will be in the game, mutated of course, including a two-headed possum and giant ticks. This is in addition to factions and species the series has introduced over the years. The Scorched, a variant of feral ghouls, and will be AI enemies that encounter players. The game will also have more animals and monsters and upwards of 63 new enemies in order to differentiate between AI and human player contact. Bethesda has also said that they will support the game for years with new content and free updates. There will also be microtransactions, Bethesda said, but purchasable items are limited to cosmetic items only, which allow them to support dedicated online servers. Any purchasable cosmetics can also be learned and earned through gameplay. That is pretty much everything we know about Bethesda's new game, Fallout 76. Now, there's a lot of questions you might have, or a lot of things that we might have not have covered. I might have the answers for you. If you have a question, or if I haven't answered them already, please leave a comment down below asking your question. If I don't know how to answer it, I will send it into the Fallout Bethesda page for where they send the questions. And on August 9th, around August 10th, I think I will do the questions answered. Around the 12th, I think I will do an everything we know about Fallout 76 after QUAKECON. So just, if you guys are looking forward to more Fallout 76 content, Doom Eternal, any upcoming games, information, subscribe now to get all the latest news, Fallout 76 content, gameplay, beta stuff, as well as more gaming videos or videos just like this every single week. I love you guys so much. Like the video if you learned something new. Like it if you just want to support an upcoming YouTuber or anything else. I really would appreciate it. If you guys also want to share the channel with your friends, group chat, nerd squad, whatever you want to call it, feel free to do so. I would appreciate all the support I can get, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.